Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. So today I'm going to be making a thank you for your hospitality card, and the At Home With You stamp set is absolutely perfect and I love the front door, and I have not used this for a little while, so I thought it'll be nice to bring out this stamp set. So I'll be using the door, obviously. There's a thanks here somewhere. There's a little thanks there. I'm going to use this little image there as well, and one of these wreaths. And I'm also using the At Home Framelit Dies as well. These are phenomenal. And I'm also using the brick stencil from the Pattern Party decorative masks. So we'll get started on this. So what I've chosen today is some crumb cake. I'm going to be using that for the little sign. I've got some smoky slate cardstock. This is cut at 6.5 by 5 1/4, and I scored it at 3 1/4. So it's a little note card. It's not a big size, but it's just to say thank you, and this will accompany a gift I'll be giving to a friend of mine who's having myself and my children over for a play date, for my son in particular. And she's having us over for some coffee, so I thought it would be nice to give her a little gift and this little note card to say thank you. So I've chosen also Pineapple Punch cardstock, and this is the colour I'm using for the door. But for this background here, I'm going to put this mask on. So I'll start that first. So I've got some smoky slate ink, and I'm just going to sponge the background with that brick, and I think it'll look really nice with some smoky slate ink. And I think that looks really cool. That is just a cool background, and it gives the cardstock some nice texture too, which is nice. I'm just going to grab my chamois, and I'm just going to give this a wipe, and we're done. Okay, so we're done with the masks, and I'm going to be stamping with my Stamparatus quite a bit with this. This will just ensure that my images turn out perfectly. So as I said, I'm using some Pineapple Punch cardstock here. I'm just going to give this I'll do that over here, a wipe with my embossing buddy. And I like the brightness of Pineapple Punch. It's a nice, happy colour, and I want to purposefully use these cheery colours because it is winter in Sydney, and we've had some beautiful weather lately, mind you, but I just want to have some nice pattern here. So I'm just going to use the door stamp, and I will be inking that with what's called Versamark, and I just want to make sure that this inks up really well. So just ink that up with Versamark. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp that. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's done really well. So I'm going to clean that stamp off. Take that off for now, and I'm going to put some white embossing powder on that. So Just stick this to the side for a second there. Oops. Okay, so there's some there that's just strayed out, so I'm just going to grab a paintbrush and I will just take off these bits, so just wait on a second. Okay, so I've just gotten rid of the excess lines that were there with it, but I'm going to leave this to one side because I'm going to heat emboss everything at the one time. So I'm going to put it safely on one side, and then I'm going to grab my Stamparatus again, and I'm going to be stamping on some Whisper White cardstock, just some scraps that I've got lying around. I'm going to now stamp the wreath from the stamp set. So I'll just grab that image, and it is this one here with the flowers. Oops. And with that, I'm actually going to heat emboss it as well, but I'm going to be using my smoky slate ink first. And I'm going to butt that right in the corner. Okay, that did a beautiful job. I'm going to wipe that off, that excess ink. And then I'm going to get my Versamark ink pad. Going to get that right in the corner there, and I'm going to heat emboss that in clear embossing powder. So I'll just get my clear embossing powder. Okay, so if you can see the powder, it's on exactly where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to be heating these up, heat emboss this off camera, and then I will be back. So I've just finished heat embossing this. I just want to see if you can see that shine. I think there you can. So it embossed beautifully right over the top, and then that's the finished embossed image. So I'll just grab my Big Shot. And oh, before I do that, just before I do that, I'm going to be using a piece of crumb cake. I'm going to bring back my Stamparatus, and I'm going to use this image here, which is like a little, like a wooden plank. And I'm just going to put that up there. And I'm going to use for that smoky slate ink again. I don't mind that it's smoky slate because it'll just come up dark. And I'm going to do that. And that turned out really good, actually. I like that. I'll just show it to you up close. It looks good with the smoky slate ink. Sorry, I can't speak again. And then I'm going to grab the word thanks. So I'll just get that out from my stamp set. And where's the thanks? Oh, there it is. Okay, and going to line it up within that little area there. So I'll just bring this closer to me here. And because the stamp sets, I haven't used this one, it's a bit sticky, so it kind of just stays on my fingers. So that should be right. I'm going to grab my Smoky Slate ink again and ink that up. Stamp it. And we have the word thanks. Isn't that great? Love that. So I'll just give this all a wipe, even along the edges, and take that stamp off. And we are done with all of that. And I'll cut this out as well, just to make it easier when I put this through the Big Shot, because they've got matching dies. Alrighty, so I'm going to grab my magnetic platform and I'm going to bring my images. Don't think that it has a score line, so I'm going to get my, yeah, it doesn't have a score line, but it does just leave it. Oops, sorry. So what I'll do is I'll just put it on here so that it lines up. And then when it goes over, it just does that. And so there's your interactive door. So that's this part done. So the door will go here. Just snip off, there's an extra piece of cardstock there for some reason. Snip that off. Move that there. Yep. Okay, so it's all there now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour this little wreath in, and I'm going to be using some watercolour pencils for that. These are my own pencils. I've had these for many years, and since I don't need to buy any, I won't. And I don't use them, so I like to use what I have. So you can use Stampin' Up pencils too if you wish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up super close, and then I am going to speed this up. So enjoy. I've just finished colouring that, and I'll give you a close-up there so you can see it. Okay, so it was pretty simple, but at the back of this door I would like to put a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So just give me a moment and I will be back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out another door so it has like a frame, and with this I'm just going to use some scrap cardstock. I'm going to get my magnetic platform again. I'll just put that there, and I've got the actual frame again, and hopefully this is big enough. And it's not, yay, sorry. I'll just come back again, I'll just get another piece. All right, so I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to do this again. So I'll just put this over there, and I'll crank that through. Okay, so I've just cut out just that piece without cutting the door out. So I'll leave this to the sides, take that away, and I'm going to grab some glue, which I forgot to get, sorry. 1 second there. I'm forgetting a lot of things, which is pretty bad. But I'm going to stick this behind here. And for this door, I'm going to stamp over here the thanks for, I say thanks, so that's the thanks plank there, and then I'm going to say for your hospitality. So I'll just find that, for your amazing hospitality. So I'll grab that. Okay. And I'll just get roughly an idea of where I want it. So I'm going to bring back my Stamparatus. And I think that looks cool. I like that. All right, so I'll bring back my card. I'm going to stick this down here, so it's right near the bottom, so it looks like a realistic house. So I'll just put some glue, whoops, right on the back of that. Well, that needs to look like a step, so I'll put that back up here. There. And for the front door, I'm going to put my little wreath there. And I'll just stick that down like so. If the glue does manage to seep through at the back of the window, then it's best to get a tissue and mop that up a bit. So I'll just grab that. Okay, there's a bit of glue. We don't want it shut. back there. So just stick that down. Just stick that right down. And I'm going to add the thanks. Just like so. Down here. I think that looks really cute. Like so. And I'll do it at an angle just to make it interesting. So that's it, a close-up. Isn't that cute? And opens up and it says, for your amazing hospitality. And it's still crooked, but it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to add the welcome mat. I think that looks really cool. And I forgot all about that, so I'm going to use my crumb cake again, and I'm going to stamp that with Smoky Slate. I have a little piece of painter's tape on top of my big shots so that on times like this I can just put it there and it's all good. So the welcome mat now will be stuck down here and it fits absolutely perfect now. So I will put some glue. And this will go perfect with my little gift that I'll give to her, my friend. And our sons are friends, so it'll be nice that they can have a bit of playtime together. And there you have it. So there's the welcome mat, there's the door. Thanks for your amazing hospitality. And then on the inside, I'll just personalise that afterwards. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to leave me a comment. Please grab this beautiful At Home With You set, not just for Christmas, but it's great as a thank you gift for a hostess that's hosting something for you, and even as just a thanks, even for real estate, you name it, it's got great usage. So I hope you like it. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Sorry, even though I said goodbye, I just realised it looks a bit weird just sitting there like that, so I decided to add a little piece of, get some linen thread, and I made a little bow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue on the back of that. And then I'm going to stick that on here. So I'll just stick the glue back here, stick that on there, and that looks a lot more together. And there we have it, all done. If you have any questions, just leave a comment, as I said below. And also you may purchase any of these products at pepperlyrose.stampinup.net. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.